2 weeks ago on the Lars Larson Show, talked about the police response with that Patriot Prayer movement and the Antifa movement, and your frustration with the protesters themselves not held accountable when they ignored police orders to disband. Let's take a quick listen to what you said, and we'll talk about it on the other side.
I tell people we hold ourselves accountable. If we did something wrong, we own it. I own it. We'll take it because we don't want to continue on doing the same thing over and over again if we can find ways to improve moving forward. But at what point is there accountability to not only acknowledge the law and say that lawlessness is not okay? That's what I mean in the change in culture, because it's just, and I'll use this analogy. I tell you, meet me after school at 3 o'clock, right? We're going to fight, right?
Yep.
And I come with the intention to fight, and then you get mad because I kicked your butt. And now you go back and you wail off and whine and complain because you got your butt kicked because you thought when you left that you were going to come and be the victor, and that didn't happen. Nobody's calling that. Why?
All righty, you took some heat for that schoolyard comment, but you said some people took that quote out of context. A lot of people didn't. Some people did. What were you trying to say there? Let's just get that right out.
Yeah, I mean, and again, I say I'll own mine.
Yeah.
Right. If I misstep or do something out of turn, I will say that I used a poor choice of words, and here's why. Because I wasn't very clear in what I was trying to articulate, it allowed for what I was really trying to get across to be mischaracterized. Not at any given time would I brag about officers using force. In fact, officers don't want to use force, ever.
Right.
And then I never said that officers kicked your butt.
Right.
So the point of my analogy was to really try to point out the irony behind the fact that here we are in the city of Portland, and unfortunately, the city has become a place known all over the country as the place to come and settle your differences under the cover of First Amendment in the Constitution. We are all for, we fully support peaceful demonstration, peaceful counter demonstration. We're here to protect, those who are exercising their First Amendment rights. But the irony that I was trying to point out is that those who had showed up, most, not everybody, because there were peaceful demonstrators there with counter protesting. There were peaceful counter protesters there as well, but they came with the intent to confront. And there were a lot of people there who came with the intent to confront, to cause harm, to create violence. We know that they did that not only to those who they disagreed with on the other side of the street, but also internally. And they had been used to being able to get away with that in previous occasions. And so now the irony of saying I'm coming to fight hate with hate is just unfathomable to me. So that's what I was really trying to point out. It wasn't about the officers kicked your butt or anything like that. It's really trying to point out that the community is tired of seeing our city as a place to come and hash out your differences, tear up buildings and everything around it, and then leave and go back to where you're from.